Vaya Narayana Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devin Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamutiraye Ashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Today we are continuing with Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers of Queen Kunti. In that we are doing 20th verse. I hope this is visible to all of you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
Someone can be my chorus, it will really help. Tata Paramahamsanam.
Tata Paramahamsamam.
Tata Paramahamsanam.
Tata Paramahamsanam.
Muninam Amala Atmanam.
Muninam Amalanatmanam.
Muninam Amala Atmanam.
Muninam Amala Atmanam.
Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham.
Bhakti Yoga Vidhanartham.
Kata Pashyema Hi Stri.
Katam Pashyema Hi Sriya.
Kata Pashyema Hi Striyaha.
Katam Pashyema Hi Sriyaha.
Thank you very much, Prabhu. Reading from translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. You yourself designed to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service onto the hearts of advanced transcendentalist and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? Purport, it's a very small one, so I'm going to read that now. Even the greatest philosophical speculators cannot have access to the region of the Lord. Please note this important first line, how Prabhupada starts. It is said in the Upanishads that the supreme truth, the absolute personality of Godhead, is beyond the range of thinking power of the greatest philosopher. He is unknowable by great learning or by greatest brain. He is knowable only by one who has his mercy. Others may go on thinking about him for years together, yet he is unknowable. This very fact is corroborated by the queen who is playing the part of an innocent woman. Women in general are unable to speculate like philosophers, but they are blessed by the Lord because they believe at once in the superiority and the almighty of the Lord. And thus they offer obeisances without reservation. The Lord is so kind that he does not show special favor only to one who is a great philosopher. He knows the sincerity of the purpose. For this reason only, women generally assemble in great number in any sort of religious function. In every country, in every sect of religion, it appears that women are more interested in than men. This is the simplicity of acceptance of the Lord's authority in more effective than showy, insecure religious fervor. Before I go to the verse, I shall seek the prayers of Guru and all other Guru Pampara and all the senior Vaishnavas here. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Dhananjala Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Udapada Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Sya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitan Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Karta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaurava Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapata Swami Nitinamini Namo Chari Padaya Taya Padaya Gaura Patadamadaya Nagara Grahamatarani Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for attending this morning's program. So we are in one of the best phases of, again, Bhagavatam. Every page, every chapter is like that, but this is even special because it's Kunti Maharani's prayers. And we saw very nicely the previous verse how Vara Kripamaya Prabhu almost summarized and gave us some basic platform. If you have to get into a train, you need to come onto the platform. And what is this platform? He explained and gave us a summary very nicely. Today, we shall further discuss a few points from this verse. Maybe something like finding out what is the genuine humility and what is the message Kunti Maharani is passing us through her prayers. Okay. So Mother Kunti, after describing the greatness of the Lord, okay, she's in a way concerned that how other people can understand by her own qualities. So she's displaying in this verse, how can ordinary people can understand dear Lord? Okay, so she says, you're unknowable even to the greatest intelligent. And then she says, how can we access you, my dear Lord? What is she saying actually? What does it mean? We know that only when you reveal to us, others can know about you, right? This is the most important, or rather the one of the important aspects in Krishna consciousness, okay? So let's just for a minute find out what is the original disease all of us had. Why are we in material world, right? This is because we wanted to establish our superiority or equality with the Lord, right? So in spiritual world, we are not happy being subordinate to the Lord, right? Otherwise, why is that desire that I want to enjoy like the Lord, or only because that desire was there, we were wanting to lord it over material nature. Srila Prabhupada always used this word, lording it over material nature. This tendency is there. That is why we were sent here. Okay, we've always wanted to establish that I am better than others, or do everything that whatever I do, I am like, I am better than others. Okay, whether it is a man or a woman. Now, with this tendency, we cannot understand the Supreme Lord. Okay, why? Why is that? Simply because there is no surrender there. Okay, all the endeavors are is to establish I am better than others. Please now contemplate. Kunti Maharani is saying that we cannot understand you. Please show some mercy. Okay, there could be great Paramahamsas, Munis, anybody who have taken this path. Kunti Maharani is saying, don't show your supremacy. You may be better than others in the world. Still, you will not understand Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Rather, in fact, you will not only understand Supreme Lord, you will also not attract his attention, right? So, Lord is attracted only when you are kinchana, which means easily accessible to those who are simple-minded, those who do not have any other shelter. However, for those who take shelter of the knowledge, discrimination, their status, their position, even their austerities, their penances, they do not attract the mercy of the Lord. All right, we have seen in many instances, whether it is the Supreme Lord Krishna, or again when he had come as Guhya Avatar Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, nobody is attracted their attention, right? When they try to prove something that they are better than others, right? The Supreme Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, right? Mami partha ya parstritya epi suha papayoyana striyo veshya tata shudras te api anti param gatim. In this verse, he says, those who take shelter, though they are of lower birth, whether it is women, whether it is Vaishyas, that is merchants, or Shudras, which is workers, they can attain, what is this? Ayanti Param Gatim, that is the supreme destination, right? But so for all this, which means it's very clear, right? He's, even though it is Papa Yonaha, any of the lower birth, okay, they will attain my perfect abode. So what is required? Only surrender. What to do with all the knowledge, all the detachment? Okay, people will be very proud of their knowledge, even their detachment. Actually, detachment also kicks in a lot of pride. Why? Because it doesn't lead to surrender. Okay, it must help. If knowledge is making you proud, even detachment is making you proud. So it again comes in the bracket of Falgu Vairagya. There is no Yukta Vairagya attached. So if these two, which is your knowledge and some detachment, is not going to help you to connect to Krishna, then both knowledge and Vairagya is a waste, right? So detachment, in a way, actually detachment is what? It's like saying it is not mine, right? But that is fine. That is an aspect of detachment. But whose it is very important. See, all the Mayavadis, philosopher, everything is only external. Although, of course, it is not easy. We all agree. In no way are we minimizing their accomplishments. So many are attached in this material world, but it is better than, in Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna. Okay. Somebody please keep a tab on the mutes and unmutes. Thank you.
Yes.
So, as we said, let's not minimize their detachment, because in Kali Yuga, I mean, everybody is more or less attached to everything. Okay, it is better than that way. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu somewhere says in Chishtastakam that it is better than normal people amongst all the Koti. That Karni is better, at least because he follows some scripture, for some guidance. Among all the Koti Karnis, Nani is better, or he is a little Shrestha because he develops some detachment. Mukta Shrestha is very specifically referring to in this detachment. That is who is very specifically given up that detachment. So which means he's calling him a Mukta Shrestha, which means obviously he's referring to in a higher platform. So which means we cannot say he's a waste. Okay. Okay. We cannot, it's like a degree person trying to say, degree holders trying to say IITs are all studying IIT is a waste. No, you don't even know what IIT is. How can you say? So we cannot, of course, say Palgu Vairagya, he is not Yukta Vairagya, but a Bhakta can say this, right? Because, why? Because everything which is there, he doesn't say, I don't want it. He says, yes, I want it. Can I use it for Krishna? Okay, like how Prabhupada said, I'll use the best of the vehicles to serve Krishna. Anything, any amount of money you come, we know how to spend it for Krishna, that way. So we had an perfect examples. We all know that in Shiva Sangan, when one, the brahmachari, that milk drinking brahmachari, he was so vairagya that he only used to consume milk. He came in to participate in the kirtan, the night kirtans. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stopped. He said, I'm not getting the ecstasy. Somebody is there here. And then somehow found out, and He was asked to go again mercifully. After speaking to him, he was allowed. That's a story, different story. But the point here is that these vairagyas, unless it is there to please the Supreme Lord, you cannot have your own specification. It has to be all your detachment, again, as per scriptures and as per guidance, it should be. So the principle that all devotees have to understand is, especially those who want to surrender, that I am utterly dependent on this descending process. Okay. So just a short, explanation on the ascending process, which is a very dangerous process. Na iti, analyzing process, who all depend on themselves. This is not na iti. It requires so much determination, detachment, can easily be distracted. And most important is not asking for protection. Okay, which means does not have the mercy. It's like the best example I heard for this was mountaineer. You all know mountaineers, right? They keep going to Himalayas and other places. It's like when they go, they have this hook and ring and rope, and somebody first throws it, gets ensured that it is tied up, there's a rope, and all of them kind of take that path and take that support with all this attachments. It is like, it was given, referred that it's like mountaineers without any of the support climbing. Anytime they can slip and fall, right? We cannot bank upon this detachment and knowledge unless it is accepted by the Lord. So Lord has not given us any rule, a minimum qualification to come to my abode, right? Is he put any? No, it's like even ordinary people with simple faith is accepted by me. Remember our Brahmana in Srirangam, when he was, he just did not know how to read, but by keeping the Bhagavad Gita, upside down or whatever, he just simply was crying, because he said, after seeing the picture, he was crying. That is genuine, understanding, right? Simplicity. That is what is required. So you don't need to, say, no, wait, let me go through all around the world. Let me understand everything, how everything are done, and then come back, and then, I will be rich in knowledge. No. Wherever you go, simple, same, Janma Mrityu, Jara Vyadi, Dukkha Dukkha. So it is Dukkha, this is the same, whether, so you don't have to really travel, we all, very often we hear, no, he will travel, he will understand, he will get exposure, he will understand life. You can be in smallest of village, you can understand purpose of life very well. You can simply surrender to a bona fide guru and simply leave back the body and go back home, back to Godhead. That is how in those villages, nobody need to. Actually, there was not even great roads, great transport facility. Do you think the villagers were very curious to know what is happening in that village, what is happening in this village? I want to know. No, they were very happy within their villages, because everything what they require was available in that village. They had cows, they had vegetation, they had everything which is available, and they had a very nice guru, a gurukul. They used to go there, study, understand their purpose of life, very nicely practices there, and a very beautiful temple, Vishnu temple, whom they used to go there and hear the classes. So you don't need to, go around the world to find out. So this is the ascending process, whereas the descending, simple, right? If you see a huge building, say be 100 stores, 100-story building, okay, and in that building, there will be steps to climb, but there'll also be a lift. Same way, the God has given us a lot of literature, Ityasas, Puranas, Vedas, everything is there. But He's also given us a lift, Bhakti Yoga, given us just simply stick to Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Everything what you need to know is within this. Just simply surrender to me. I shall make you understand. Okay, don't waste time climbing the steps. Okay, just press the button. It will be written G, not ground floor. For us, it is Goloka Vrindavan. So, what does an intelligent person do? He doesn't start climbing 10 floors, 15 floors, and then search for the lift. No. In fact, lift starts from the ground floor, actually even from basement. So who is it constructed? This is constructed by an intelligent person. So the same way Lord knows, he's given all the Vedas, but in Bhagavad Gita he says, Vedashta sarve ahameva vedyu, right? So I am to be known. So just all these Vedas just bring you to 80-85% of the data or what is inside that just brings you to God consciousness. Then you need to understand Krishna. Here straight away he says that. And he's given such an Amala Purana for us to understand how the devotees were, Krishna and Krishna's devotees, right? So Lord is given, he's obviously a very, very intelligent person, right? So he's constructed the lift and he's given us all this. So Lord is given the provisions for the less intelligent. Degraded they may be, but very simple at heart. You have to be simple and accept this process. Simple and accept the process. Now, why should we study Vedic literature? Kunti is giving us, she's taking such an honest position, you know. She's directly telling that, you know, you need to be simple. In fact, sometimes, no, to be an intelligent person, what is required is one who understands that he's a fool. He himself is a very, very intelligent person. Why? Because the whole Vedic study is to make you understand that you're a fool. You're such a small, tiny aspect. Okay? It has to just, this will actually, reading all that will just marginalize your pride. Okay. In fact, you all must have heard, right? In the early days, in Vedic period, there used to be a huge scholar come, they'll have debates. That's what his job was. He was going to another place and he used to say, is there anybody to challenge me? But even there, though they had all the pride of winning, if a person gets defeated, or rather one person gets victorious, the other person would become a disciple, right? See the logical way it was. The surrender aspect was there. Okay. So we take, you know, sometimes pride in our wealth, knowledge, so many other things. But Prabhupada actually had said that, right? You all must have heard this, that when he was in Radharaman temple, all the senior people who were great philosopher, well educated, were there. He used to point out at an old woman who used to come every single day, 365 days, with a pot of water for the Lordship from Yamuna. She used to very diligently come, open the door early in the morning, Mangalarati time, or keep that and then go back. So Prabhupada used to point out at that person and that lady and say, see, this person will go back home, back to God. Okay. And the same, I'm not sure how many of you watched this in Melkote when we had gone to Yatra. Our dear Shuddhanitaya Prabhu pointed out at one Brahmana who was coming right from down from that column. He was carrying a water, you know, climbing all the way. Now, devotees, if you can recollect, even just to walk with our own body, how difficult we were feeling, right? We used to go all the way and keep the water. Every single day he performed that service. And he didn't have any kind of shrama in his face. You know, oh, I am doing this. He was so happily doing it. So I recollected even in Ahobalam, madam, there was one person in 90th, this one, Sri Rangam I'm talking. That person used to take that water. So I was very curious. I was around him only, somehow begging him, asking him, can I do this service? Can I at least do this and take it? Because I know he was carrying it and I'm not allowed in all those places. So he said, no, this is my service. No one can steal my service. You know, sorry, he told. And such a 90-year-old person. So I gave some simple Lakshmi. So that's the least I could do for him. He very humbly accepted it. So being simple is what attracts Lord's attention. Right. Kunti Maharani is now speaking for all of us to understand that simplicity is better than complexity. What is the purpose of gathering so many coverage? So many, it all your other designations, everything has to converge to a point of surrender. And if it is going to establish that I am better than that, Lord is definitely not pleased. right? So here, that's why if you see how Srila Prabhupada so beautifully writes, his heart is so beautiful, right? That's why his writing is also so he says, women in general are unable to speculate like philosophers, but they are blessed by the Lord because they believe at once the superiority and Almighty, and thus they offer obeisances. See, and that's why he says women in general, all over the world assemble in great numbers. In every country, in every sect, okay, women are more interested than men. So he keeps saying this. If you really see even our own Radha Gopinath circle or our temple, see how if you see all the initiated, second initiation, Brahmana Diksha, which our dear Guru Maharaj gave to all of them. See the way Matajis are going and cooking for the Lord. Our own dear Parabhakti Mataji Her Grace Parabhakti Mataji is cooking for the Supreme Lord directly, right? So all these are intelligent women who they have formed a group, and their Matajis are living their work and home, and they're all services and trying to come into this temple and help assist Parabhakti Mataji so that they also somehow can attract the attention of Srimati Radharani. So this is called that is why Prabhupada is calling them intelligent women. So women have a simplicity of heart. So I was recollecting another wonderful pastime, especially because recently I had gone there. In Vrindavan, there is this place called Bhathroli Bath, very near to Akrur Ghat. So the place itself is so beautiful, a lot of cows roaming around, many goshalas and very small roads, quiet place. If you're chanting there, you don't have to make an attempt to be loud. It is so quiet that it's so beautifully we can hear. Anyway, the point is that is a place where Krishna performed. There was this Brahmana Patni's pastime happened. So there also, if you see what happened to all the Prabhujis, all the men, they were thinking, no, they were very ritualistic. They wanted to, perform, or rather, they were also afraid of Kamsa more, right? So whereas Brahmana Patnis simply did not worry about anything. They just simply, oh, Krishna and Balaram is asking, they are asking. We will just simply happily serve them. They took everything and gave it even before these people had offered, right? So the point I'm trying to again bring is simplicity of the heart is the most important aspect, right? So as long as we are exercising the dependency position and use it to surrender to Guru and Krishna, then it is a whole meaning. Kunti Maharani is saying this simple, just same thing she's trying. She actually speaking, Kunti Maharani is not a simple woman, right? You know that, right? She has such great sons. All of them worship her every day. But she still says that I'm an ordinary, simple, insignificant position. The way she expresses to the Supreme Lord is so sweet, right? So the very fact that we are all in this material world is sufficient to show that, we have left Krishna. Prabhujis and Matajis. That is why it's time for us to contemplate, right? Time for, in a way, stop and find out why am I doing so many things? What is the purpose of all these things? Okay, if it is not helping us to develop simplicity, it's not really helping. Maybe we are wasting our time. Shamahiyavi kevalam. Okay, why did I live Krishna? Okay, why am I here? What have I gained? This is, if this can be understood and then contemplated, and somehow develop the mood of akinchana, which is pleasing to the Lord. So let's get back to basics. Surrender as soon as possible to such wonderful Guru who Srila Prabhupada has given us as the supreme gift for all of us, our dear Guru Maharaj, who is mercy personified. As soon as possible, reach out to your leader and see how we can do the surrender process. That will be a great way for us to ensure, and the simplest way to press the button to Golok Vrindavan. Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Amala Purani ki jai. These are the few points I could list out from these verse. If I've made any mistake in my while sharing all this, please do pardon and correct me, and others can share if you have any other points or any other clarifications on this verse. Hare Krishna.